President Carter, thank you so much for being with us, sir.
It's a pleasure. Glad to be with you.
Let me ask you, the first question comes from Linda Lee saying, what are the contrasts in your mind between Senator Obama and Senator McCain?
Well, first of all, it's a matter of integrity. I think that Obama is telling his truth with all of his claims to the American people. And there's a matter of approach as well. Most of McCain's campaign so far has been negative, that is designed to tear down the reputation falsely of Senator Obama. I think Senator Obama looks to the future for change for the better for America. He's inspirational. Whereas McCain last year voted 95% with President Bush, and this year 100% with President Bush. So if you want 4 more years of President Bush, I would advise the questioner to vote for McCain. If you want to change in America, vote for Obama.
Sir, you have heard the criticism of Senator Obama that he's too inexperienced. And Andrew Lundmark wrote in from Loveland asking, does that concern you at all, his only having a couple of years in the Senate?
Well, you know, I never had any years in Washington. And neither did Bill Clinton. I was just governor of a small city, Georgia. Bill Clinton was the governor of Arkansas. In fact, as you know, George W. Bush never had any years in Washington either. But I think that Obama has had many years in the trenches in the neighborhoods around Chicago, one of the most difficult challenges that anybody can possibly have. He's had 2 years in the Senate. He's learned a lot from people like Joe Biden, who was the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. So I think this is very good for him. And now, to make up for any long time absence of experience, he's chosen Joe Biden, who's had 36 years in the Senate, and will be our partner with him in everything that he decides.
You speak about Senator Biden being selected. We've had a number of questions from viewers like Robert Heath, who wants to know, should presidential candidates name other members of their administration besides just the vice president?
Well, my own personal decision is that Joe Biden is the best choice he could have made. When I first announced my support for Senator Obama, very early. In fact, we had 26 votes in the Carter family. All 26 of them went for Obama. But when I made my announcement, I said that he should choose either Sam Nunn from Georgia, since Sam's a good buddy of mine from my own home state, and my second choice was Joe Biden. So I'm very glad that he chose Joe Biden. And I think that partnership is what needs to be observed by the American people. If you put Obama with his inspiration and his inclination to end the racism that still affects our country to some degree, in partnership with Joe Biden with 36 years in the Senate, then I think you've got a perfect combination.
Mr. President, we took some questions from high school students as well. So I wanted to ask you, this one comes...
They're always the toughest ones.
They are the toughest ones. This one comes from Anna Lamas, who's an 11th grader at Denver North High School, who wants to know, what are the most important issues to you?
I think to restore the basic integrity of our country. I wrote a book a couple of years ago called Our Endangered Moral Values. And my hope is that when Obama makes his inaugural speech, that he will first of all say, never again when I'm president will we torture prisoners. Never again when I'm president will we go to war unnecessarily. We'll do like my father did, that is George W. Bush, H.W. Bush, and all the Republican and Democratic presidents. We'll only go to war if our own security is in danger. Third, I hope that he'll say we will be just and fair in all of the programs that the federal government undertakes. We won't have 8 more years or 4 more years of total commitment to the richest people in our country, where every tax change in the last 8 years has been for the richest 1% of Americans. And we'll treat the working people fairly. And I think that these are the kind of things that we want. I personally am very deeply concerned about environmental quality. I would like to see our nation be not only the world's champion of human rights, but also lead the world in addressing the environmental challenges that are so imminent now. Whereas Bush has refused to address this issue, Obama will be in the forefront of doing so, and Joe Biden on his side.
You spoke today about your trip to New Orleans.
Yeah.
I recently visited there myself for the first time in years. I have to tell you, sir, it's still extremely sad.
It is.
What's the message for people who haven't visited the lower Ninth Ward in a while?
Well, I know that, as I said in my little brief video, I think there's a basic difference between Democrats and Republicans, even towards something like New Orleans. For instance, we're almost exactly in the third anniversary of the Katrina disaster. That happened in August. It was the following March before, Senator McCain ever even went down there. He went for 1 year, one day, and he never went back for a whole another year. I've been on there 4 years, 4 times, building houses for Habitat victims, and Obama's been there much more than I have. So there's a difference in attention given to the most needy people in the world, and I think that I'm not criticizing McCain, whom I admire very much. He and I were both longtime Navy people, and but still, it just shows the attention that the Republicans give to whether they are going to cast their lot with people who are in need, who are working class people. And I would say that the first year after the Katrina disaster hit, there was a bill that came up to give the Katrina disaster victims a year of unemployment compensation. Senator McCain voted against it. And there was a proposal made to let the federal government investigate, the Congress investigate, why was the federal government so lacking in its addressing the Katrina disaster. Senator McCain voted against having the Congress look into what FEMA did that was so disastrous. So that was just the difference between the two men.
Mr. President, thank you so much for being on your show.
I've enjoyed being with you. Thank you very much. Good questions, by the way.
Thank you,
the best ones I've had tonight.